I never got to meet my great-grandfather, Frank Rush. In fact, no one I know in the family did, since Frank died in 1934. I do know he was a commercial baker, and he left behind a few artifacts, including his handwritten cookbook. I'm boiling down and making Frank's recipes as a tribute to him and to other family members that we'll never get to meet. I'm Tom Mattingly, and this is Baking with Frank. Welcome back to Baking with Frank. So this week we are tackling turn number 2 on Frank's rye bread. We're using a more modern recipe this time, so it is in cups and teaspoons and all those things that we all love. And it's a super easy one in my mind because everything goes in a bowl, you knead it, you let it rise, and then you bake it. So we're gonna get started with it, and the first thing we do is add in a cup and a half of rye flour into the bowl, and then a cup and 3/4 of bread flour, unbleached, part of the recipe, into the bowl. Then one cup of lukewarm water in a bowl. And then, and here's where I'm going off the board a little bit, because I can. The recipe asks for a tablespoon of molasses or honey. I don't have molasses right now. I do have honey, but I thought we would use this barrel-aged maple syrup instead, just for kicks. See how that goes. So, 1 tablespoon of that going in. Then 2 teaspoons of active dry yeast. That's about 1 packet. The interweb says it's 2 1/4. I'm not saving 1/4 of an ounce of whatever. So it's all going in. All right. Then we are going to put in 1 teaspoon of salt, which I have right here. I'm gonna put that on the opposite side, best I can, of where the yeast is, just because from all the shows that I've watched, it says that they don't like each other. And about a tablespoon of dried minced onion. This recipe also calls for caraway seeds. I don't care for caraway seeds, so I'm not putting them in. And 1 1/2 tablespoons of melted butter. So, we're now gonna lift that up and mix. And it says to do this until we have a smooth, slightly sticky dough. All right, I think that looks pretty good. I mean, I don't really know because I'm doing this for the second time in my life. And clearly I can't even get the thing apart. There we go. Hey, look at that. All right, so that's smooth. It is very slightly sticky. So we are going to put this in a greased bowl and let it rise. Just pour about a tablespoon, I don't know, a something spoon, it's a spoon of olive oil in the bowl. Trying to get that all around using olive oil because my doctor tells me that it's better for me. I'm going to take this out, roll it around in there a little bit, just like that, and then get rid of this, and then I'm going to set it to rise for about 2 hours or until it's double in size. So we're 2 hours in, and but let's just say that the rye bread is not rising. As Dad would say, well, nerds. So I'm not really 100% sure what to do here, so I'm going to improvise. I went to the interweb and it said that it might be dead yeast, and I honestly don't know when the yeast was purchased. But I think we'll just follow the, what we would have done anyway and see where we get. So the first thing I'm going to do, let's just go back here, is turn on the bread proof setting on the stove in hopes that that will, do some magic. Then I'm going to do that. Flip it over, do the same thing again. And then take out our pan. And this one was, at least in the recipe, was intended to be a single loaf. But we just don't eat bread that quickly, so I'm gonna cut it in half like that. Reform it real quick. Do a quick knead there. Take a little round loaf. Do the same thing with this one. And I'm going to take our towel, moisten it, and the oven, the good people at KitchenAid thought ahead and put a proof setting on the oven, which heats it to 100 degrees. So we're going to hope that that works out. I'm going to stick this in here. And we're going to let it go again and see what we get. Might end up calling this Rye Bread. All right, oh my God, it kind of worked. So we've got some puffiness and we've got some roundness. And I just sprinkled on top, remember last time we did salt. I've got some Marks & Spencer from England, oak smoked Anglesey sea salt. We're going to give that a run. I'm trying to quickly get the oven up to 450. 450? 350. Mercy. All right, hang in. We'll see what happens. Here we are. Wrapping up. We are at 201 degrees. But I'm hoping it's going to go up a few more. They did not get, oh yep, going up. They did not get as big as I'd hoped they would, but they seem to be baked. Ow, that's hot. So we're going to let them cool off, and then we're going to taste them. Okay, so here we are. They're a little, let's say geographic, because of the towel. Let's take a look inside. Again, a very close structure, like we had on the last one. But proof's in the tasting. Clearly, we're going to need a little butter because we're not animals. All right. So this one may actually have a better flavor. Once again, if we can figure out the structure thing, might be onto something.